Hi, I'm Josh with Keep the Peace, and welcome to another set review for Ninjago Dragons Rising. Today I'll be reviewing set number 71796, Elemental Dragon vs. the Empress Mech. This set has 1,038 pieces and retails for $129.99 in the US or €104.99 Euro. I want to thank the LEGO Ambassador Network for sending us these sets, and all opinions of them are my own. This review is also being recorded after Dragons Rising has been released on Netflix, so go check that out, but any spoilers will be cut to a minimum. With that said, let's get into it. Here's everything you get in this set: the Elemental Dragon and the Empress Mech, as the title suggests. You also get a little glider, I guess. It's kind of neat on its own, but it has an even cooler function that I'll show you in a bit. This set also has 7 minifigures. On the hero side, you have Jay, Zane, Sora, and Ryu. And for the villains, you get an Imperium Guard, Roz, and the Empress herself, Beatrix. Let's get the ninja out of the way first. Jay and Zane come in some of the cheaper sets, but it's still nice to get them here. Their robes are nearly identical aside from their colors and a few other details. Their initials are printed in jargon on their robes, and they have unique belt prints. I especially like the light yellow used for Jay's belt. It adds a splash of variance to its very blue color scheme, and matches the colors of the dragon. They use a new hood and armor combo that the rest of the ninja use, and their faces are printed with the cool elemental visor that goes well with that combo. Next up we have Sora and Ryu. Sora is a really great minifigure and a great inclusion to the cast. Her outfit is primarily white with dark blue accents and a coral harness. She uses the same ninja armor piece in dark blue, but also gets her own custom dual molded hood piece that show her hair and the cat ears from her headphones in coral. She's also one of the few Ninjago minifigures that get arm printing. Her left arm is gold and depicts either a prosthetic or armor, depicting what looks like Imperium technology. As for Ryu, what can I say that hasn't already been said? He's adorable and depicted so well in minifigure form. He's all one piece, molded in sand blue, with green eyes and dark blue elements printed on his shoulders and legs. He fits on a 2x3 plate and is overall a good boy. Now let's get into the bad guy, starting with the Imperial Guard. This particular variant is exclusive to the set and features an exclusive gold helmet, as well as gold armor, torso, and legs. The guard's head print has a single eye in the middle of its face, and one little nitpick that I have is that the helmet covers up most of the eye when viewed from the front. I really like the red and gold used in the torso design. It really gives the guard a regal look and makes him look like a rank above the other soldiers. The weapon he wields is some kind of staff, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it sure does look cool, making use of the new mech finger pieces. Roz is the next figure, and oh boy do I like his design. He sports a red torso and gunmetal gray legs, with red and gold robes over gold scale mail. His head is a specialized mold, and I like the print on it, though I wish his teeth were printed as well like in the show. He also has arm printing on both arms, with his pink tiger stripes leading down to gold gauntlets. He also has a brick-built hammer, making use of some cheese slopes and roller skates for texturing. Beatrix is the last minifigure in this set, and they did a really good job with her. Her hairpiece is shaved on the side to show off the gold Imperium face tattoos, and I think is a brand new piece. Her outfit is mostly black and gunmetal gray, with lots of gold trimming. She has a red cape in the show, which unfortunately doesn't appear on her minifigure, though it's not that hard to give her one. Taking everything off, you can see more of the ninja's torso prints, including their shoulder buckles that were obscured by the armor. Turn them around, you can see a lot of the back print, including Jay and Zane's dragon symbol and Sora's cat logo. Their alternate faces are also present here, with new face prints for Jay and Zane, a powered up face for Sora, and an angry expression for Beatrix. Zane also finally has a new face print with a more determined expression, though unfortunately his head is double-sided, and so this head only looks good with a hood on, which is disappointing. First off, I want to get it out of the way. This set is hands down my favorite set of the wave, and probably my favorite Ninjago Dragon in general. When I first saw this set, I instantly fell in love with it, and having it in person, I like it even more. It ticks off every box for what makes a good dragon set to me, at least personally. When it comes to dragon sets, I tend to like posability over having some play function that takes away from the articulation. And this dragon is extremely posable. So I'll elaborate starting with the head. It uses the specialized head and jaw molds that have become a standard in Ninjago's dragons, with the dark blue head printed with yellow eyes, and light blue lightning designs ending in trans yellow horns. The lower jaw uses a light tan piece with bulkier trans yellow horns that was used recently as the head in the Baby Dragon battle set. In addition, a new lightning element is used in the mouth of the dragon, and overall, it makes the dragon look like lightning is just spewing out of its mouth. On the top of the head is a sticker with more scale detailing, and behind that is the dragon core for the set, which comes in yellow. It doesn't really have a play feature, it's mainly just there for decoration. Moving down, the neck has 3 points of articulation, with a tiny bit at the base of the neck. The set makes use of light yellow pieces to make up spines that go all the way down to the tail. Moving down a bit, the dragon has a really well-shaped chest and torso made primarily of light tan bricks. And this is where we get into one of my favorite aspects of the set. Dragon sets usually come in 2 forms: dragons with 2 legs and the wings as arms, or dragons with 4 legs and wings. This is one of the few, if not the first, dragon with legs, arms, and wings. Just that distinction alone makes me like the set a lot. The arms are built really well, using the Evo Mech limb piece to give the elbow a bend, but enough pieces cover it to where that piece isn't really noticeable. Because of this, the elbow doesn't bend, but it doesn't really need to, in my opinion. The wrists are on mixel joints, and the claws are standard fare, with the exception of the use of another mech finger pieces of the thumb. Each arm has 2 stickers, and I like the one on the wrist that has yellow detailing leading into the light yellow fin. Moving up, the wings are another plus for me. They use large vinyl pieces to give the shaping, and because of that the wings are light enough to be stable with just 1 ball joint, giving them yet again a lot of posability. The printing on the wings themselves are really nice, especially the light yellow on the edge, making it look like lightning is coming off the wings. There are a couple strange connection points near the base of the wings, which have a purpose that I'll get to later. Looking at the back of the dragon, there's a simple brown saddle that can only hold 1 minifigure that just rests on 2 studs, so it can be removed easily. Going down to the waist, you can see the sharp angle where it meets the torso, which is smoothed out by a continuation of the light tan bricks making up the dragon's underside. This spin adds a lot of dynamicness to the build and is what allows it to be bipedal. The legs have a really good shape to them, with mostly rounded bricks in the front to give them an organic look, while the back retains a bit of the light yellow accents in the form of some cheese slopes making up scale detailing. Each leg has 1 sticker with some more minor scale details, which then lead down into the massive feet, which is necessary to hold the entire thing up. The feet end in 3 golden claws, with a smaller vestigial toe near the ankle. The foot is attached to the leg with not 1 but 2 ball joints, but despite that the foot has a huge amount of articulation, thanks to the rear ball joint being connected to a rotating pin further up the ankle. Finally, the tail is once again really well done. It has 4 points of articulation, and each segment uses more of the new lightning element. The first 3 segments can be moved and articulated pretty easily, but the last joint where the tail meets the body doesn't really hold itself up under the weight of the whole tail, and therefore has to be held up with a piece under it. Still, I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I mentioned the connection points on the wings, but to get into that I had to first talk about the little flyer that comes in this set. It's a pretty standard Ninjago flyer build with a small flat cockpit and a bunch of blades making up the wings. The big standout of it are the 2 large cannons on the front, which each end into the new stud shooters. They hold either a tile or a stud, and are pretty easy to fire, you just push on the trigger at the top. But what makes this glider so special is its integration to the dragon. In order to do that, you first have to take apart the glider, starting with the 2 cannons, then the larger blades, and finally the smaller blades at the back. And to integrate it, you first have to remove the basic saddle and replace it with the upgraded one. The cannons then connect to the axle sticking out of the top of the wings. The large blades go underneath the wings. And finally, the 2 smaller blades go into the clips on the neck. And there you have it, a fully upgraded lightning dragon. I really like this feature. It gives the dragon the spirit of an Evo set, but instead of adding parts to an unfinished build to make it complete, the base dragon already looks great without needing to upgrade it. With the upgrades though, the dragon has an entirely new silhouette. I especially like how the neck looks now, and with the large blades the wings look bigger too. So overall, I really like this dragon. I'm happy with every choice that went into designing it, and I don't really have any complaints with it. It really is one of my favorite dragon sets now. So with that high bar set, let's get into the other part of the set. The Empress Mech is absolutely incredible and packs a lot of articulation into such a small scale. I'm gonna be honest, this may also be another favorite of mine, at least for mechs of this scale, and I really wish that we could get more smaller mechs like this. There's so much articulation that it almost feels like a CCBS set. Both shoulders and elbows move on mixel joints, and the left hand can be moved as well. Then each leg can be moved with the hip, the knee, and the ankle. Both legs are identical, with the foot having a bit of a heel that gives the foot a slight angle. The upper legs each get a sticker, which shows a bit of armor detailing and is kind of necessary to keep the leg from looking too flat. Two SCCBS shoulder pads make up the hips of the mech and hide the upper leg joints. The torso uses an SCCBS chest piece, and on the sides are two Ultra Agent splashes in gold, which is a brand new color for them. Connected to the blasters are some clips and studs, giving the mech the illusion of having back thrusters. Unlike the legs, the arms are asymmetrical. The right arm is the smaller of the two, with a hint of shoulder armor and a clip on the wrist to hold a weapon. The hand has 3 fingers which can be moved independently, and has a pinhole in the wrist to hold the mech's main weapon. The left arm is more heavily armored, with a large shoulder plate complete with a sticker. The gauntlet has some trans-orange detailing with a tube going from it to the back of the mech, and the hand is different with 4 claws it can hold onto, for instance, a baby dragon. It has another curved tile in the palm that, given the orange on the wrist and the tube connecting to the back, makes me believe is some sort of energy blaster. The mech is complete with a large spinning blade on the back, which gives it a unique silhouette. The design uses the standard Imperium color scheme of gold and black with some hints of dark red and trans orange, and is overall done successfully. The mech's main weapon is this really cool sword with a round hilt that uses a piece that was introduced in Harry Potter, and a Prime Empire blade. It's a unique design for a sword and fits the mech so well. Here's the instruction booklet. It's just one big booklet instead of one for each build, which is pretty standard for larger sets. There are 9 bags total, with the first going to the glider, the next 2 building the mech, and the remaining ones going toward the dragon. In conclusion, the set is incredible. It really sets the standard for Ninjago sets in my opinion. Both builds in this are fully fleshed out and well designed, and neither seems to suffer from the presence of the other one. With that said, let's talk about the price. $130 is a lot for this set, and the price per part is abysmal, at least in the US. However, sometimes there are just some sets where I forgo the numbers and just focus on the quality of the set itself and what it comes with, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. You get 2 big builds and a smaller build, and 7 minifigures, including the 2 main villains of the wave and an exclusive soldier variant. So would I recommend this set? Absolutely. It's pretty pricey, but if you have the money, it's a fantastic set and worth getting. And with that, I'm out. Thank you again, LEGO, for sending us these sets, and I'll see you again for the next review on Keep the Peace.